Aunt May, gets a high rise in Manhattan after the settlement.
Right. Well, let's be real here for a second, okay? So Ramon, I understand you have a question for me.
I do. The question was, what makes a good lawyer for accident and injury cases, and how do you make sure justice is served?
Sure, so that's a complicated question, okay? What makes a good lawyer for that type of a case? It's really two things, or it's two categories of things, right? You have to have the right personality to handle those cases, and then you have to have all of the technical skill necessary to handle those kinds of cases. So on the personality side of things, no one comes to see me or any lawyer in my office because something good has happened to them, right? Every case begins with a tragedy of some kind. And so all of our lawyers have to have, as part of their just general personality, the ability to be compassionate to clients that are coming to you at a time in their life when they're probably at their very lowest. In addition to that, you have to have the technical skill that you have to be a lawyer. I mean, for example, what do you know about being a lawyer?
Not much from the TV shows that I watch, actually. I know that you have to convince the jury otherwise that your case is the way, and you have to make them choose your decision.
Right, so the TV shows, by the way, make it look far more glamorous than it really is.
Sure does.
Like, I'd say half the time, what am I doing? I'm sitting at my desk reading, right? They never show you that on the TV shows. But you have to have the technical skill to work your case through the legal system, and in such a way that you are advocating as strongly as you can for your client. Having that combination of the personality traits plus the technical skill, it's a pretty special combination. The other part of your question was, how do you ensure that you get the client justice, right?
Yeah, justice.
What does justice mean to you?
Well, I love superheroes.
Okay.
So, in Spiderman, his Uncle Ben was murdered, unfortunately, and he chased the robber down and the murderer and didn't kill him, but sent him to jail. And that is my example of justice is served, that he was sent to jail for what he had done, and he would never get out again.
Right, so what we're talking about is really two systems of justice, and I have to explain this almost to every single client that comes in my office, okay? You've got the criminal justice system and the civil justice system. What I do, that's in the civil justice system. And so when clients come to me and they ask me to litigate their case, I don't have the ability as a civil litigator handling a personal injury case. I can't make somebody to go to jail. Can't do that, right? That's not part of the civil justice system. So in our cases, the way that we get people justice, well, one, it could be getting them money, right? If you have somebody, say you were older and you had a job and you had a family and you unfortunately were injured and you couldn't go to work, all right? Well, who's going to take care of your family, right? You've got to have resources in order to do that. And so a lawyer like me is able to file a lawsuit, make a claim, and get you justice by way of ensuring that you and your family are financially taken care of. I think what's interesting is that in the criminal justice system, we are typically, this is not always the case, but we're typically punishing an individual, right? In the civil justice system, we occasionally have the opportunity to not just punish an individual, but to go after a system, right? And actually get changes within that system that better protect people, right? And prevent something like Uncle Ben getting killed by a murderer.
Aunt May, gets a high rise in Manhattan after the settlement.
Right. Well, let's be real here for a second, okay? So, like, if you
expenses.
only under the rarest of circumstances, so understand for a second that in the world of civil litigation, most claims are insured, right? Meaning there's an insurance company that pays on the verdict, okay? once in a very rare circumstances, you actually sue somebody that has the kind of money themselves, like in their bank account, where they can pay the judgment. And so in the case of something like murder, that's what we call an intentional act. In fact, to be murder, it has to be done with intent, okay? Insurance cannot cover an intentional act. It's not possible. So your only recourse civilly is from the guy that actually did the killing. And so the notion that Aunt May is gonna live in a high-rise after Uncle Ben gets murdered in the streets really doesn't happen. I mean, there's some very, very rare circumstances where that happens. The number one being O.J. Simpson. That was one where the people who prosecuted him, they lost the criminal case. The civil case, the family of the woman who was murdered, they were able to win, and they collected money from O.J. Simpson. But that's really rare.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for answering all of my questions, and thank you for giving me this opportunity here today. Thank you.
You're very welcome,
Appreciate
Ramon. I wish you the very best.
Thank you.